Thank you very much, and I won't be long. We are almost through. But as Venda said, my name is Bill Bonnell, and this is my first summit as chair of the GRI board. And it is a real privilege to close what has been a remarkable day, full of meaningful insights, thoughtful dialogue, and valuable networking. Each year, the summit brings us together to examine the forces reshaping the risk landscape and to hear from some of the most respected voices in industry, in academics, and government, indeed from the world. This year's program has been no exception. Today's summit has been forward-looking, thought-provoking, and has contributed to a critical dialogue. We began this morning with Garry Kasparov, whose keynote challenged us to think strategically about the future of geopolitics and whether the next moves will bring stability or deeper uncertainty. And while the geopolitical discussion with Garry was definitely sobering, I found that he was quite optimistic on the topic of the impacts of AI and machines on humans. Our CRO panel delivered excellent insights, emphasizing how risk management can be a driver of value, as well as the importance of agility and strong risk culture, particularly in these turbulent times. Now, I was also very happy to hear the CROs describe that while the role remains very challenging and complex, they find a way to have fun in the role. So I thought that was very positive. The discussion on private markets was compelling, highlighting many of the drivers behind the significant, and some of us might think concerning, growth in this important sector. And the speakers also shared some key considerations to be mindful of as this segment grows in influence on investment strategies and the broader financial ecosystem. The breakout sessions offered a rich mix of expertise, with one covering collaborative approaches to AI, another examining how to integrate climate risk into credit models, and a third providing insights on the role of provincial oversights within a broad and complex regulatory framework. Next, Peter Rutledge. Peter Rutledge's remarks and fireside chat with Sonia are traditionally a highlight of the summit, offering a window into the evolution of OSFI's priorities. This year, the superintendent was as forthcoming as always and shared some great insights with us. I heard an optimistic tone about the resiliency of the financial system in Canada. I heard a discussion about maybe a greater appetite for innovation. And interestingly, the time of transition from building more resiliency to utilizing and leveraging the resiliency that we have. And finally, this technology disruption panel examined the rapidly converging challenges of quantum computing, central bank digital currencies, and stable coins, and artificial intelligence. The message was clear. The pace of technological change is not slowing down. It will require us all to build resilient organizations for today's horizons and tomorrow's, whatever they may be. To all of our speakers and panelists, thank you for sharing your expertise and for pushing our thinking forward. Thanks also to our members for your engagement, ideas, and support are what make this event possible and meaningful. And a special thanks to the GRI team, who I see in various parts of the room, for you so much for your tremendous work. And the work you do all year round to ensure our members are engaged through insightful research, empowering educational programs, and dynamic events like this one. Your dedication shows in every one of these successes. I encourage all of you to carry this momentum forward by joining GRI at some of our upcoming sessions, such as the Cross-Border Risk Event, the Board Risk Oversight and Insight Program, the Emerging Leaders Program, and the second annual Hinton Lectures, where these conversations will deepen further. You can find details of all of our upcoming educational and event programming on the GRI website, so I encourage you all to be frequent clickers on the GRI website. I also want to thank my colleagues on the board of GRI, whose guidance and partnerships are essential for GRI to deliver this great content and impact together. As Sonia stated in her opening remarks, the crisis of trust is reshaping how we think about risk in the financial services. And I want to thank Sonia for her leadership in advancing this dialogue and reminding us that innovation in areas like AI and quantum is only valuable if it strengthens, not erodes, public confidence. Sonia's leadership and GRI's work in bringing together public and private sector voices ensures that we are tackling these challenges collectively and effectively. And I think Romy this morning in the CRO panel really eloquently described that this proactive engagement and dialogue with the public and private voices is something which is relatively unique in Canada and is something which is of great value. And I can assure all members and participants that GRI will continue to play a very proactive role in keeping those discussions and dialogues going forward. I look forward to continuing these conversations both at the networking reception and in the months ahead as we work together to navigate the opportunities and risks before us. Before I close, I'll just say, I mentioned at the beginning that this is my first summit as board chair. It's not my first summit, certainly, and I was privileged enough to be present at the very first summit 15 years ago. And if my memory is right, and is pretty good, I don't believe there was any discussion at that summit on quantum or AI. Certainly liquidity and mortgages were discussed. I'm pretty sure even climate risk was not mentioned. And I highlight that because the nature of our sector is one of continued evolution, and these summits and the engagement that GRI provides with public and private, I think really is important for the fast evolution of what we all need to do to protect and help our institutions thrive. So with that, I'll say thank you, and I'll invite Vanda back to bring the business section to a close. She has just a few more minutes, and I urge you all to remain. Seconds, okay. Thank you very much.